Yeah, no.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
Okay, so I'm pretty sure that I agree with a majority of Spurs fans here, but probably for a completely different reason. So if you guys haven't heard, the Washington Wizards are completely checked in on SGA and Dejounte Murray, which makes sense for them. They want to go ahead and get a guard that's already established that can get on their team and make an immediate impact, and it makes sense for them. Now, I sat back and I said, does it make sense for the San Antonio Spurs? And honestly, initially I said, sure. Like, if you trade Dejounte Murray, get their 10th, because that's what a lot of reports are saying, that the Washington Wizards are willing to make way with their 10th overall pick. I said, sure, you get rid of Dejounte, you get rid of Jakob maybe and get a 13th overall pick, and now you got a 9th, 10th, 13th, and you can deal those for a top 3, top 5 talent, and I'm all on board. Now we're just asking the question, is Dejounte, Jakob, and a 9th worth top 3, top 5 talent in this NBA draft? And I would argue, heck yes it is. But there's a problem here, okay? And this is the biggest reason why I said, heck no, this is not worth it. So if you guys don't know about the Ted Stepien rule, and I'm not going to sit here and just do a whole history lesson, but basically Ted Stepien, what he did back in the day, okay, back in the heyday, and the reason why this rule was even made is because he had 5 picks. He had 5 top 11 picks, and he dealt 4 of those picks to the Dallas Mavericks, 1 of those picks to the Los Angeles Lakers, in which it helped them create a dynasty because they drafted James Worthy, and the rest was history there. But the NBA wanted to come in and say, hey, this actually isn't rule. You shouldn't, or a rule. This isn't fair. You shouldn't have a rule that you can just go ahead and give out your picks willy-nilly. That's not fair. So they made a new rule in which they said you can't give away picks in consecutive years. First round picks 2 consecutive years in a row. It just makes it completely unfair for the rest of the team, especially if you have some type of special relationship with a specific team. Then you can just basically just run the league, essentially. So they basically said that is not fair. We can't let that happen. There's a lot of different things connected to the Stepien rule, but the one that I just mentioned is the biggest reason why this is a no-go, okay? So the Washington Wizards, if you don't remember, with the whole John Wall, Russell Westbrook trade with Houston, they ended up giving away their 23rd first pick, their 23rd first draft pick, first round draft pick. Excuse me, I don't know, I can't talk today. First round draft pick. So with that being said, that means 2022, they can't give away their 10th pick. So what would this actually look like? Well, what this would look like is we would sit back and we would just really just trust the Washington Wizards. We'll say, hey, Wizards, can you just draft who we really want you to draft, please? Just draft the guy that we want, which happens in the NBA all the time. But there's even more to it. It makes it even worse. So you're not going to necessarily be able to deal at all. You're not going to be able to use that 10th overall pick to move up in the draft. At that point, what you're looking at is, let's say, just hypothetically speaking, I don't think they're going to trade it, but let's just say the Houston Rockets, okay? We say, hey, Rockets, we really want to trade up. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the Wizards to draft whoever you want them to draft, okay? We're going to give you the 9th, 10th, and 13th, but you don't really have the 10th, okay? We're going to get the Wizards to draft who you want, okay? And all you have to do is just draft who we want. And then when it's all said and done, we'll give the 9th, the 10th overall pick who you wanted essentially anyway, and the 13th if we were able to trade Jakob. So it just gets way too convoluted, okay? It's too much trust. It's too much, hey, can you just draft who we want? Hey, and we'll make sure that this team draft whoever you want. Hey, it's just too much. It's ugly. It's stupid. It's not going to work, because the problem is you can't deal the 10th if you don't really have the 10th until the Wizards are able to draft the 10th. I hope that all made sense, okay? I made it too confusing, okay? All you need to know is the San Antonio Spurs cannot get the 10th overall pick from the Wizards. They would have to just draft who we want, and you can't use the 10th to move up in the draft because the pick wouldn't have, it needs to be used first. So it's too much. It's too much. It's not going to work, and I would not argue that Dejounte Murray, you trade Dejounte Murray for like Sohan. Even though I love Sohan, I don't think that that's a one-to-one comparison right now. What we know right now is Dejounte Murray is a really good player, and he's worth more than that. So if you're going to do any type of trade, you do not do it in this fashion. This is just ugly. So I hope I explained it. I know I probably made it way too confusing. Just know we can't get the 10th. Essentially, we just can't get the 10th. They would just have to draft who we need, and that's dumb. That's not. That's not good business. So you guys let me know what you think. Would you still take it? I wouldn't, but just let me know what you think. You guys want to support the channel, only $2 per month, Patreon and YouTube members, link in the description for that. I'll give it to you later. Till next time, deuces, man.